Yes, we've seen hundreds of rescue workers here throughout the early morning and into today, hundreds of police and very tired-looking firefighters who still continue to search amongst the rubble behind me. Earlier I spoke to a police chief who just told me just how difficult this operation is, removing huge chunks of concrete that fell down from the bridge. She said there's no way of knowing just how long this operation is going to take. And Giovanni Totti, who's the president of this region of Liguria, he said that he does expect the death toll to rise in the coming hours as firefighters continue to excavate the rubble. He says that there are areas that haven't even properly been excavated yet or reached yet, and so we could see the number of deaths rise. We've been speaking to firefighters today who, as I said, very tired looking. It's a very somber mood here. Very hot day in the middle of August. It's actually a bank holiday here in Italy, but lots of these public officials and firefighters and police came back to work yesterday and today to really help out after this really tragic event.
And now the blame game is beginning as well, right?
Absolutely. We spoke to eyewitnesses who saw what happened, locals in Genoa, who said that they are so, of course, deeply saddened and devastated at the fact that this has happened right in the centre of their city. But I think as well as the devastation, there seems to be a lot of shock and a lot of anger because many people were concerned about the safety of this bridge and they had questions around the safety of this bridge for some time. So I think the finger pointing will begin as questions have begun to rise for who was to blame for the fact that this bridge was not properly maintained. Well, Italy's Deputy Prime Minister, Luigi Di Maio, is pointing the finger of blame already quite strongly at Autostrada, the private company which oversees many of the bridges and roads across Italy. And in fact, this bridge, Di Maio said that we always thought it was a good idea to have private roads, but now perhaps it's time to bring them back under state control. He said, quote, Autostrada is a company that claims the highest tolls in Europe and pays the lowest taxes in Luxembourg, end quote. So he's saying that they should have done a lot more in terms of maintenance for this bridge. And the Transport Ministry in Italy saying that it's now time to also have a closer look at other older bridges and roads around the country. And of course, local municipalities and governments as well will also have to be discussing this issue further, how this came to be, how this bridge was in such a state that it was able to collapse so easily, and who really is to blame. But I think we're only really at the beginning of this discussion.